You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. We need to talk about Hope and Thomas. So despite all the odds being against them for a while now, Hope Logan and Thomas Forrester are moving on from being first her hot secret fantasy and then to her post-split rebound hookup and now to a full-fledged romance. So I want to talk about 5 huge things that I think could happen for them this holiday season, given the path that they're on. Hey, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our B&B updates. Let's talk about it. So, everybody kept telling Thomas and also Hope that she was just using him for sex and was going to break his heart. And Brooke Logan took great joy in telling her former stepson that Hope would never, ever love him. And now it's all changing. And so there's 5 milestones I see them hitting over the next few months, possibly into 2024, but starting with the holiday season. Let's talk about it. Number 1, I think Hope is going to say, I love you for real. So Thomas was fresh off another uncomfortable session where Brooke was berating him for not being worthy of her daughter. The last time in the design office, she was more like an iron fist in a velvet glove. She was trying to flatter him while at the same time getting him to ditch Hope by telling him he was attractive, he was talented, yada, yada. It didn't work. And when Thomas headed to Hope's cabin for their night of passion, he overheard his lady love laying into her waffle boy estranged husband, Liam Spencer. He was thrilled with what he heard because she told Liam that Thomas loves her and only her, and then she said she loves him for that. Now, that's not quite saying, I love you, Thomas, but it's pretty darn close, and it meant so much to him. He got her to repeat it. So I suspect it's not going to be much longer before she says those 3 game-changing words to him, and then he will melt. He's pretty much whipped already. And once she says, I love you, he's going to be done. Thomas would do literally anything Hope wants. And I suspect there's a lot more to come. But that's the first milestone to get over. The second one I see is their first Christmas together as a family. This is another holiday milestone I expect. What's weird is this year on Bold, for some odd reason, they completely abandoned the Forrester family Thanksgiving tradition. Isn't it bizarre? If Eric Forrester is really dying in a couple of months, why wouldn't they have this, right? Instead, we got a standalone schlock fest of Ridge kissing Brooks behind about their destiny. I honestly fast-forwarded through most of it. I found it borderline unwatchable. Even if you're a Brooke and Ridge shippers, I feel like it was painfully unwatchable. So, we don't know if Thomas and Hope carved a turkey together or had some pizza at the cabin with the kids. No matter what, I expect a magical Christmas in store for these 2 crazy kids and their kids. Douglas will be over the moon for a family Christmas with his parents. And Beth, I'm sure, is already used to seeing Thomas around now. And I suspect she was already accustomed to him because he was around a lot co-parenting Douglas with Hope, even when Liam was still in the picture. But I am excited to see their stockings hung by the mantle with care. All 4 of them, maybe. That would be exciting. The third milestone that I see coming together is maybe some New Year's magic. Is Thomas going to propose? So this thing I wonder about is whether we'll get Thope fireworks with the New Year's Eve fireworks as 2023 closes down. Soon, I'm sure we're going to hear Hope declare her love for Thomas. She has defended their relationship to her mom, her estranged husband, Liam, and now to her daddy, Deacon Sharp. So she's all in. They are publicly a couple. She's smitten, and it's more than just wanting hunky Thomas in her sheets. She wants to stay in his heart. She treasures her place in his heart because she knows she's the only one there. And she's finally opening hers to him. And once she tells him she loves him, I cannot imagine him waiting very long at all to try and put a ring on it. And of course, they keep changing the phrasing on Hope and Liam's divorce documents. I've heard them say the papers weren't filed and then them referring to each other as exes. So I think at some point soon we're going to hear it mentioned as just the divorce is done. No more fanfare. I mean, Liam is actively trying to make Steffy Forrester his wife again. So I don't think he's going to tap the brakes on making their split legal, even though he doesn't like Thomas being in Hope's life, just because he wants Steffy as his wife again. So I just wonder if we might get a magical New Year's Eve proposal from Thomas that makes Hope swoon. The fourth milestone I expect soon is for them to move in together. So I could totally see Hope and the kids moving into Thomas Forrester's house. It's a nice place with room for all of them. And best of all, nowhere near the Logan estate. I mean, Brooke seemed really annoyed to watch Hope setting out candles, getting ready to have a good old-fashioned nookie fest with Thomas at the cabin right down the lawn from Brooke's mansion. Of course, Hope didn't care. I honestly think she was kind of rubbing it in her mom's face a little bit, but the proximity to her mom is going to be annoying because Brooke is going to keep trying to block their relationship daily if she can. So Thomas cannot move in there. Not at all. And I also think it would be nice for Hope not to have Thomas at the house where she lived as man and wife with Liam, you know, for the kids to see this as a clear split and a new relationship. I think it would be weird for him to be there for a lot of reasons. And there's also the issue that Liam seems to have no problem dropping in, you know, without calling and you know, gaslighting Hope, crapping on her life choices, and just generally being a waffling tool, which is what I feel like anytime he has a conversation with her lately. So even without a ring, even if Thomas proposing doesn't happen very soon, they might decide moving in together is the way to go. And you can bet Douglas will be cheering for that and grabbing out the moving boxes and just putting stuff in it. So the last thing I wonder about is baby plans for 2024. Remember during that last argument with Liam, he asked if she was thinking of having another kid, and she said yes, but definitely not with you, like not ever. So I do think spending all this time with Thomas, worshiping her like a goddess, has her ovaries on fire. I mean, who wouldn't? And I expect they may be a little more traditional, get engaged first, move in together first. But honestly, if Thomas gets the chance, for sure, he'd plant a baby bun in her oven the first moment he could. I also thought it was real creepy when Liam asked Hope about her birth control, and I'm glad she told him, mind your business. So maybe she'll be careless with that birth control because she's open to the idea. And as you know, Thomas would love to have a biological child with Hope. As much as he loves sharing his biological son with her as an adoptive co-parent, to have a baby that she's carrying, oh my gosh, his head and his heart would just explode with joy. So maybe 2024 will be the year for big Thope things. You know, maybe they'll be engaged by then or get engaged, move in together, maybe a wedding, maybe expanding their family. And one reason, if you think, oh, this is too fast. So one reason I think they might start moving faster than they usually would is because of Eric's fatal illness, whatever this vague-itis is that they've given him. The news about him dying hit Thomas and Hope both hard. And it might have them in the mindset of we should live now because life is too short and you never know when it'll be over. So maybe they'll want to get married while Eric Forrester is still alive and could be at the wedding. I mean, wait to see what happens. But I just feel like the holidays as 2023 closes down could be really big for Thomas and Hope. And seeing his granddad getting so close to death, maybe they're going to hit the gas and achieve some of these milestones that I've mentioned. Of course, we'll see. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Be sure to click subscribe if you haven't already, and come back soon because we're here talking bold and beautiful 7 days a week. As always, this has been Belinda from Soap Dirt, and thanks for dropping in.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.